your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Another crisp and cool night across central Illinois. That's a live look on our roofing.net Bratcher weather camera tonight. No issues out there at all with these clear skies. But that, again, is going to allow for those temperatures to continue to fall, just like they're doing now, with a reading of 54 in Champaign and Effingham, 56 degrees in Springfield. As we head into the day tomorrow, we're going to see those temperatures early in the morning down near 50 degrees to start the day. We will quickly start to warm things up, though. When we come back, we'll talk about a little bit of a warmer trend heading in our direction that may not feel so fall-like. You know what our next chance of rain is. WCIA3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA3 News.
Money issues from $800 down to pennies.
Bus drivers in one city say not getting paid correctly is only one problem they're dealing with. What they say the company managing them is doing wrong. Some say violence in one neighborhood is getting out of hand. How close one child came to getting hurt. A humane society is looking to the future, what they soon hope to do to help their animals.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA3 News at 10.
Oh, we're not happy anymore. None of the drivers are.
These union workers showed that frustration at a rally today. Decatur public transit employees say they're fed up with the way a private management company is running the operation. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons. The Decatur Public Transit Union members spoke at tonight's City Council meeting. They say they're tired of dealing with the insurance and payroll problems they have faced with MV Transportation. WCIA3's Jennifer Jensen is live in our newsroom. So Jennifer, what's the city's history with this company?
Jessica, the city hired MV Transportation to manage the transit system 6 years ago. Because of the ongoing issues the employees say they've dealt with, the union is asking the city to select a different private management company. But the city council has yet to publicly respond to the union's complaints or what they plan to do about this moving forward. Decatur Public Transit Union workers have several complaints against MV Transportation, ranging from payroll problems.
We had improper hours on our payroll that we've worked that weren't showing up. We've had money issues from $800 down to pennies.
To insurance issues.
We have a guy that was here July 1st that was supposed to have full insurance, and he's got COVID and no insurance, and he's been trying to get it since then.
Union President Nanette Ruffin says during open enrollment for insurance, employees who worked and drove late in the day weren't able to answer calls from the company. Time lapsed for enrollment, and now they're not provided options to enroll at all. Another complaint by the union is that MV Transportation has not provided continual supplemental travel throughout the pandemic, like extra buses and staff to mitigate overcrowding. They also claim administrative employees are not given 401k benefits. The union says they have tried to contact MV Transportation but have received little to no response in many cases.
Progress as far as working together and cooperation with each other is not happening.
I contacted MV Transportation for a response to these union complaints, and they said they clearly communicated the timeline for insurance enrollment deadlines, and the union has turned down 3 of their proposals for 401k benefits. For the company's full responses to each complaint, go to our website at WCIA.com. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA3. Your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. Things got heated as Springfield School Board tried to set the guidelines for returning to hybrid learning. The school board approved a checklist. It includes county positivity rate below 5% and county case count lower than 100 out of 100,000. County new youth case count also have to be less than 5%, and there needs to be a county weekly case count increase of less than 10%. Now, if COVID counts go above those numbers 2 reporting periods in a row, the district would move to remote learning once again. Board member Micah Miller wasn't happy.
And we're not going to have an answer. And it sounds like we're going to have 4 votes to run this thing through, which is why I never wanted it on the action item to begin with.
And Mr. Miller, I will.
People are dying every week. And it may be 2 or 3 people, but it's somebody that somebody knows. And if it was anybody that was our family member, we would be fighting like hell for remote learning right now until it was safe.
Mr. Miller, I will say one thing, and I try not to make this personal, but I will at this point. Please don't speak for other people about that, because I had a memorial service for a friend of mine 3 weeks ago because of COVID. I take this very seriously.
The earliest the Springfield School District can return to a hybrid learning model will be the end of the first quarter. That's October 26th. The regional superintendent for schools in Macon and Piatt counties is voicing support for its districts as they make decisions on how to teach during this pandemic. In a statement, Superintendent Matthew Snyder says, quote, "There are no right or wrong answers to many of the decisions we are confronted with. So we all do what is best for our community while always keeping our schools and communities' health, safety, and well-being as our top priority." The Charleston School Board is holding an emergency meeting on Wednesday night. They'll talk about and vote on going back to in-class learning instead of staying remote. The board voted in July on going remote for the entire district through the end of October. This special board meeting will be at 6 p.m. at the high school auditorium, and per COVID rules, only 50 people will be allowed. We have some new details from the U of I tonight. The Urbana-Champaign campus has a record enrollment for fall 2020 in spite of the pandemic. The university is attributing the rise to higher demand for online graduate programs. WCIA3's Jen Lask joins us now. So Jen, tell us what the numbers show when it comes to diversity on campus.
Jessica, the numbers show increases in African American and Latinx students both on an undergrad and graduate level, but students and administrators alike are taking active steps to make sure minority groups continue to grow on campus.
We definitely are more excited to see more people that look like us on campus, for sure.
To build on the momentum, Lanice McIntosh, president of UIUC's Central Black Student Union, says CBSU is hosting a Zoom event on Tuesday celebrating the history of the Black imprint on campus.
We want to see change on campus or in the world, period. We just want to make sure that we are being that change. We are a reflection of what we want to see.
UIUC's enrollment this fall came in at 52,331, breaking last year's record of 51,196. Of that total, a little more than 3,000, or 6%, are African American.
Diversity recruitment is really a major focus for us. So we're transitioning from it being an add-on component of what our enrollment is to really a core tenet of our enrollment.
I don't want people to be discouraged just because there's not a lot of us on campus. But we can always break that stigma and make sure that we're making that change.
UIUC isn't just focused on recruiting, but also retaining.
We went from about 86% in African American retention with a class of roughly 475 students to a larger freshman class of African American students of 521.
That's helped close the overall achievement gap to 93% freshman retention rate. McIntosh says she's excited to show more freshmen why UIUC is home and ready to put in the work.
We are a reflection of what we want to see. So if we want that change and we want to have more people on campus that look like us, then we'll have to ultimately make that change on our own.
While the number of undergrad students was slightly down, nearly 1,500 more grads enrolled this year compared to last fall. 42% of grad students are enrolled in fully online programs, and new enrollment of minority populations increased by 36% in the graduate programs. The most notable increases were in African American and Latinx grad students. Back to you, Jessica.
All right, Jen, thank you. Speaking of the U of I, you may soon be able to get the school saliva test. Only students, staff, and employees can get it right now. University leaders say it will be expanding to areas where their campuses are. So that's Champaign-Urbana, Chicago, and Springfield. That would mean you could get results within hours instead of having to wait 4 to 7 days. There is no timeline on when they will start that testing. Looking at the latest numbers, there are more than 1,400 new cases across the state for a total of more than 275,000. 7 more people have died. Illinois has lost more than 8,400 people to coronavirus. Police are asking for tips after someone fired 33 shots in an Urbana neighborhood. It happened on Clifton Drive by Brownfield Road. Police say a vehicle was hit at least 10 times and they found bullets inside of a duplex. Neighbors we talked with say they're concerned with the increase in gun violence.
There was 10 bullets that were in the house. And one of the bullets, or at least one of the bullets, went through an area right above the head of where an 8-year-old was sleeping.
Police say this is the 4th call related to shots fired at that address this year, and they are asking anyone with information to give them a call. Danville police are investigating after 3 people were shot in 2 separate shootings. The first was on Saturday on Fowler Avenue near East English Street. A 29-year-old man was shot and taken to the hospital. 32-year-old Toy Lewis was arrested. She's facing an aggravated battery charge. And then on Sunday, a man and woman were shot in the parking lot of the Untouchables Motorcycle Club. All 3 victims are expected to survive. And one person was shot in Springfield. This happened yesterday in the parking lot of No Way Jose's on North Grand Avenue. Police say they heard around 30 shots fired. That victim is also expected to be okay. New at 10, one woman is dead after a train accident. This happened at the railroad crossing on East Lincoln Street in Hoopeston this morning. The Vermilion County coroner says Jody Tyzico was hit by a train. Police are still investigating. It was a visit from the nation's capital, what one of the president's cabinet members was doing in central Illinois. Plus, the governor has strong words for Senate Republicans, while he's calling them hypocrites. And some fall sports are still on hold, but that's not stopping a handful of players. What they're trying out instead.